Show you one of the awesome pineapple cakes that I make. This cake has been a hit for nearly 2 decades of my life and is actually very simple. Now I bake only in an oven. I do not know how to bake it without an oven, so don't ask me that question. This is 3 eggs and 100 grams of sugar. Okay, and this is absolutely fatless, and to this I'm also going to add 85 grams of maida. First step is we mix the sugar and the egg, and then we're going to really beat it till the time this mixture really triples in size. You're supposed to use the normal granulated sugar only, not sugar powder and all. This is 85 grams of maida. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to beat the egg and the sugar, and once it becomes creamy and triple in size, I'm going to add a little vanilla extract, and I'm going to add this maida. So this is my vanilla extract, the one that I had made. So just put this to beat right now. It's about 1.5 minutes. You can see that it's become very light and creamy. I'm going to beat it for maybe about another 1 more minute. You see the color is much more lighter and it's become very frothy. And I'm going to stop beating right now, and I'm going to fold in the maida into this. Now this is the only oven that I have here with me. So this is a microwave with convection. I'm preheating it at 160 degrees till the time I mix off I fold my maida into the cake batter. This is the cake batter. Okay, and now I'm going to fold in the maida. Show you how to fold in the maida. This is the 85 grams of maida जो हमने पहले weigh करके रखा था. We're just going to take some of this maida, sprinkle it. Okay, don't put all of it in one space. Sprinkle it. Put about half of the maida into it. Now we're just going to cut it, and we're going to make it into a shape of 8. This is the method that I use. And if you also want, there's also another method which is called as the cut and fold method, where you cut it and you fold it. You cut it and you fold it. You cut it and you fold it. So basically the idea is to incorporate all the maida into the egg mixture without deflating the air bubbles. Okay, rest of the maida. Again, it's the same method. You move in the shape of an 8. It takes less than actually a minute to fold all the batter in. So now let's take a tin and we will grease it. Let's just take some oil. Greased it, and I've also put the butter paper in it. And now I'm just going to pour out this mixture. Please have a look at the consistency. This is in a very ribbony texture. So if you see at the base, you can see that there are no dry maida spots or anything left out, and we have scraped every last bit of the batter. Okay, now this cake is going to rise. Okay, this is about half of the tin. Once it's risen, it will become at least almost 3/4 of this tin. So my oven is right now preheated. I'll just put a stand and then I'll put the cake tin. So now this cake will approximately take about 30 to 35 minutes to bake. I'll show you how it turns out after it has baked. So for about first 20 to 25 minutes, it's a blind bake. I don't really have to stand here to check it. But somewhere around 20 to 25 minutes onwards, I'll start keeping a watch on the cake, because every oven is different, and we need to be careful, About 12 minutes into baking, and you can see that the cake has risen quite a bit. It might rise for maybe another 3-4 minutes, and after that it will just stop rising and it will start browning. This is the cream that I'm going to be working with. There are a lot more other creams which are oil-based creams and are very cheap, which all these commercial bakeries use. But uska taste hi alag hota hai, and also it's not healthy. Now since this cream actually whips up to a very beautiful consistency and has an awesome flavor, I'm going to use this entire 200 ml of this cream. Plus I'm going to add 100 grams of sugar to it, and I'm going to whip it into a lovely beautiful cream. So this is chilled cream. I'm just going to add off all the sugar to it. Okay, now I'm going to started whipping. I'm also going to add a little bit of my vanilla extract to this, so that it has a beautiful aroma. See, this is a standing peaks ka consistency, and this is basically the consistency that we're looking for in the cream, and that's it. I'm just going to take this out, and I'm going to keep this cream in the fridge till the time I'm going to use it. So our cake is also done. Let's just have a look at it. So if you see, it started leaving from the sides, and it's decently brown enough. We're just going to leave it in this tin only for like about 5 more minutes so that it cools down, and then I'm going to take it out of the pan. So you want to use only tinned fruit for this particular cake. You don't want to use fresh fruit, because when you use fresh fruit, there's a lot of moisture in it. So this is the brand that I could manage to get, and these two are pretty good brands. So I'm going to use these to put it on our cake. Just run a knife along the edges. See kitna perfectly nikal gaya ye. And since we had put this paper नीचे, the cake भी बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से निकल चुका है. When we're going to make the cake, we're just going to peel off this paper. But अभी के लिए I'm going to keep it till the time it's going to get completely cooled up. So these measurements that I had given you basically will make up to half kg ka cake. So if you want 1 kg cake, you'll have to double this recipe. So we're going to use the syrup to basically moisten our cake, and the fruits will be using it within the layer as well as on the top. So to moisten the cake, we're going to basically use about half syrup, and we're going to dilute it with almost the same amount of water. And we're going to keep this in the fridge for maybe about 15-20 minutes so that it can get cold. So now that the cake has cooled down, we're just going to cut it into 2 layers. So I cut the cake into 2 halves. Okay, I removed some pieces of fruit, and this is the water that we had mixed, the syrup and the water. So now I'm just going to peel off this paper. So this is a very basic homemade cake which might look ugly, but nevertheless, let me tell you, it's one of the best cakes that I have ever eaten. So we're just going to take a little bit of the syrup, okay, and then we're going to wet the cake. So I've just ensured that I have put this syrup everywhere on the cake. If you don't like it very moist, you can just brush the liquid and just leave it. Okay, so now we're done with this, and now this is the cream that we had whipped. So we'll just take some of the cream and we'll put it on the cake. Because I'm not a commercial baker, this is just something that I make for myself and for my family, and of course a lot of my friends and family have already eaten this cake, and everybody really loves it. So now that we spread our cream, let us just drop a few pineapple pieces randomly. Let's drop it in a way that whichever slice you cut, you definitely get a piece of pineapple to eat. So we can also put some cherries in between. Now these are the seed wale cherries. So I'm actually going to open up. I'm going to remove the seed, and then I'm going to pop it into the layer. So I just added a few of this thing here. Now I'm going to do the same soaking part on this cake also. So now again, let's wet the top part of this sponge. I really like cakes that are moistened because they actually have a very fantastic flavor. And it literally, and when I say literally, I mean it with all my heart, that it actually melts in your mouth. So I've used up this whole cup of fluid. Okay, so I don't know how much weight it might be, but I think it will at least be about 150 ml at least. Okay, so again on this we're gonna drop our cream. Now I really like cakes which have a lot of dairy cream. वो जो commercial वाला cream होता है वो तो I remove the cream and then eat only the basic cake. This cake will not be frosted from the side because I don't really have enough space. But if I had a cake board and if I was decorating it over a cake table or on a stand, I would have put some frosting on the sides also. So now again we'll take our pineapple. We're going to drop it everywhere so that you get a pineapple with every bite that you take, irrespective of from where you're cutting this cake. So I've spread out all the pineapples. Now I'm just going to put my cherries. So here I put all my cherries, and now I'm just going to go and put this in the fridge to cool down for at least 2 hours before I cut it.